This is a video on wild edibles in the dead of winter. Here we are out here in January. There's not a whole lot out here. The natives had some hunger suppressant foods and some native foods that they ate along with their stores, hopefully. The first one we can get behind, all of us. It's a evergreen huckleberry, and they start berries late in summer. They still have berries here in January, less and less as the season goes on. They're kind of a nice little berry. You can make a nice jam with them. They have a musky flavor though. It's got a pointy leaf, and they've got shiny surface on top, kind of a little paler underneath. And they're, of course, evergreen, which is what the name implies. So those are here in the Pacific Northwest. And over here you have sword ferns. They didn't eat the actual fern on these. They dug up the large rhizomes and ate that, steamed, boiled. You got a evergreen fern here. Gets pretty tall. You know, you got 4 feet tall and better. And it's got a shiny surface on the top and a little paler underneath it with some pollen nodes on there. And over here we have western hemlock, and they would take the tender shoots of that and eat that as a hunger suppressant. And the bark on that was also consumed. So this has like a flat needle to it, a feathery appearance to them. And the branch tips were hunger suppressant. The inner bark was eaten. Kind of on this is a youngster, but on the larger ones, they've kind of got a scaly bark, this exterior bark. On the semi-older ones, it's kind of a lined bark. And over here, we have a nice portrait of a western hemlock. This is a Sitka spruce. They've got more scaled bark even than the hemlock. Kind of like stuck on scales. They get quite large. The inner bark was eaten on those. And the way you identify a Sitka is you grab up the needles, because it's an evergreen, and they kind of stab you in the hand. They're sharp as needles. And that's one of the ways to identify it. And then over here, on a little journey here, you have alder, red alder. And red alder in winter, you have no leaves because it's deciduous. But you can always, on a deciduous plant, especially this early on in winter, you're going to look down and find the remnants of the leaves, which is an alder leaf. That's what they look like. The alder bark is pale gray and white, kind of splotched. That's what that looks like. You're not going to see any leaves right now, but you are going to have the inner bark. You peel away the outer bark. The inner bark is kind of reddish, and they consumed that as well. So here we are with wild edibles in the dead of winter. No fun, but that's how you can survive. Stay tuned.